Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for September 2nd. We are looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This pair broke through previous support, closed lower. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 78.09, possibly as low as 77.90. Look for some resistance around 78.50 and look for some support around 78.00. Now the Euro-USD pair, this pair surged to the upside, broke through previous resistance, but closed lower, still moving sideways overall. Look for it to potentially go as high as 126.85, possibly as low as 124.32. Look for some resistance around 126.35, and look for some support around 124.61. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair it continues to move within a range. Look for it to potentially go as high as 159.80, possibly as low as 157.22. Look for some resistance around 159.11 and look for some support around 157.69. Now the US Swiss, this pair closed down on Friday, broke through previous support but pulled back prior to that. Before closing, look for it to potentially go as high as 0.9656, possibly as low as 0.9463. Look for some resistance around 0.9625 and look for some support around 0.9500. Now we have no significant news announcements actually being released during this next session, most likely due to the U.S. having its Labor Day. Now, when we go over to, as far as what I'm looking for, remember this next session due to the U.S. holiday, we will probably have some light volume. Just keep that in mind when you are trading. Now, the markets should tend to move sideways just, for that. Now, if we back out on the weekly time frame on the Euro-USD, you will see that we have some trend lines developing. If you draw a trend line here, we've touched this trend line. Let's take a look at it. We've actually touched it. We have 1, 2, 3, and we came real close on Friday touching this trend line. Let me zoom in. And let's talk about this on the week time frame. Remember that. We're roughly about 47 pips from that trend line is what happened on Friday. And we are currently in the Euro-USD, currently about 86 pips from it. We back out. We can see that the long-term trend has been to the downside, but we've had pullbacks during that, of course, as normal. And this is one of those pullbacks. So over this next week, I anticipate one of two things happening. This moving up over 86 pips or so, closing higher and then pushing to the upside until it comes into this range, this previous range that we've seen before. And in that case, we would see a move roughly from about the 12700 mark up to roughly the 3000 mark. So roughly about 300 pips or so worth of potential profit. Or we can see it reverse and it will continue to the downside. If it reverses in that case, if we tag the last session's low and just come down to this point, we're going to grab roughly about 300 pips as well. So either direction this thing moves, we could see grabbing about 300 pips from it if you're trading on the weekly time frame. The more importantly, what you need to know is if we've been moving up for the past several weeks and it reverses, well then when we're day trading, we need to make sure and be cognizant of the point that we should be shorting the market and not going long. If we get a close above that trend line, this upward movement will continue and we'll look for pullbacks on the shorter time frames and look to take those for a ride to the upside. Excuse me. So that is the big takeaway. The euro is at a pivotal point within a session's range of either breaking through a trend line to the upside and moving higher, probably in a very strong fashion, or we're looking for a reversal to the downside, and at that point lower prices, and we can short the market. Well, I hope that helps, and until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.